everyone, it's Jennifer.
And it's Joniel.
We are in December and in full swing of Christmas, and it got us thinking about us as the newer generation and how our family traditions and gatherings are going to be different as we grow older.
And I think in your 20s, like, you have to start playing a role in, like, I don't know, just bringing people together, especially as you get older. And I think usually we're just so used to, like, our parents and our relatives and our family just, like, organizing things, and we just show up. But now that we're getting older, we might have to play a part in that and really keep the traditions going as we become, like, the older ones in the family. So we thought we'd just talk about that today, because I think a lot of the times we, in your 20s, you kind of have your own thing going on. You might want to start your own traditions. Maybe you're in a relationship and you kind of want to have your own Christmas. Maybe you just want to hang out with your friends. So it's like, how do you keep that balance?
Yeah, and I think for our generation, it's important to actually make a conscious effort, only because it's easy to get busy. And if you don't, like, try to actually get people together, it's easy just to start drifting apart and just not having anything.
Yeah, because I already notice it now with, like, my family. If my aunts and, like, parents and stuff don't plan anything, it's just like, well, I guess we're not doing anything this year for Christmas or for Thanksgiving, and then you just, like, don't do anything, when really you could organize things yourself, like, even if it's just getting the cousins, like, the same age together or something. But we never really do that. At least I don't. My family doesn't.
I think part of the reason why for me I don't do that is because I don't feel accountable for doing it. Like, I feel like there's so many cousins and so many people like my age in the family, and I'm like,
why do
most
I have to
likely
do
they'll
it?
plan it, or like maybe there's an older cousin. I'm like, oh, they'll probably do it. I'm kind of young to do it. And I feel like someone's going to pick up the ball if I drop it, but that's not clearly the case, because everyone might be feeling the same thing as me.
Yeah, and I think another reason why people might not do this is because you might feel like people don't really want to do something with you. Like, you don't want people to, like, say, oh yeah, like, let's do something, but they're just saying that to be nice, and you don't really know what people's true feelings are. Like, maybe they have their own thing that they really want to be doing, so then you kind of just, like, out of fear of not wanting to make people, like, uncomfortable or something, you just, like, let it be.
Exactly. And another thing, which is kind of a bad issue, is sometimes I'm just lazy or complacent, and I'm like,
you just don't really care
of like watching TV or like go out and organize this whole like potluck party or whatever.
I think it is really important to grow these relationships with your family now, because even though you do have your friends, I think as you keep growing, like, there's decades to come, and there's a lot that you experience in your life that you won't realize that how much you'll need your family around you. Like, they're the ones that are going to have your back at the end of the day. Even if you change and you're going through a really bad period of your life where you're being like a complete brat, like, your family will be there, because they'll still accept you and still take care of you during those times. So I think it's important to, like, surround yourself and have those really deep relationships with your family as you keep growing.
And I think another thing that we were talking about when we were talking about this was that you have to build relationships. They don't just happen. And I think a lot of the time people just assume that their family is just always going to be there, and you kind of take them for granted because they're your family and they're, like, kind of stuck with you. Like, you have no choice but to have them. But and because of that, then you kind of don't put in a conscious effort to, like, keep the relationship going, because you just assume that it's there. But really, a family relationship is just like any relationship, where you have to put in the work in order for it to be really, like, fulfilling and, like, a good, like, relationship. And so it's really important for times, especially, like, around the holidays or, like, any, like, season, that you actually spend time with them and make that conscious effort, and don't just depend on the older generation, because then you're going to be the older generation and you're not going to have any family.
Like, it could be big or small. Like, big in terms of you can start planning things together with your cousins and your siblings and things like that. Or it could be little, like, just whenever you do get together with family now, which your parents and relatives plan, like, just make sure you're making an effort to grow that one-on-one relationship with your cousins. Like, ask them truly, like, how are they doing, and instead of just, like, being on your phone and just assuming that the presence is enough as it is. So it could be something small, it could be something big, it doesn't have to be too crazy, but just start thinking about growing that relationship now, because you can't just assume that it's going to be there when you get older.
So I hope that this gives you guys some ideas for the holiday season, and hopefully you kind of take something away from this video and you're able to, I don't know, reach out to a family member or try and organize something, or at least you probably have your parents and older relatives, like, organizing, but maybe, like, try and take part in it and involve yourself. So let us know below you know, what you plan to do this Christmas season differently than you would have done in the past, and we hope you like the video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, and make sure you subscribe to us for more videos, and we will see you next week.
Merry Christmas!